Hi, Sean.
Hi, Jack.
You well?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
Yeah, very well. I'm conscious that do you have a thing where when you're doing stuff online like this is effectively it's like a Zoom meeting, but I'm always aware that I'm not looking at the camera. If I was looking at the camera, I mean, this has got nothing to do with anything really. I should have discussed this with you another time, but I'm aware that I'm not looking. It feels like I'm not looking at you. Does that make sense? Do you know?
You just look down.
You seem to be looking. You seem to be looking more closely at me and Sara. You do it as well.
Oh.
But I feel like I'm looking all over the place. Except,
can you? Yeah, concentrate, please.
Yeah.
No, look down the lens. Then look down the lens.
That would be looking at the lens. Does that make a difference?
It's quite off-putting, actually.
Yeah, quite strange. Yeah. I'm watching you. Yeah.
Hello. Let's discuss dogs. What's your favourite type of doggy?
No, I apologise. By the way, I should say, Grace reminded me of this. This actually, in all honesty, happened a long time ago. But I was in Brighton, and we were sat down in the lanes, a beautiful part of Brighton, and it must have been last summer, and there was a massive dog, a huge dog. I can't remember, but it dribbled all over me. Right, and I had trousers on. It dribbled all over my thigh.
Oh,
and it was quite frankly disgusting.
Yes,
right?
yes.
And the owner, Grace reminded me of this the other day. The owner didn't say anything, but got out a tissue and without saying anything, wiped my leg. He's like wiping my leg. No, sorry.
No.
What's the point? Don't need the sorry. I'll just get that dribble off his leg. Don't worry about that. There you go.
That's Brighton for you, isn't it? Yeah. Jane had an episode where a big dog kind of came up to her and sort of jumped up and put its paws on her shoulder, and she's sort of trying to get it down. And the owner said, "Oh, sorry, he doesn't do that to everybody." And you think, well, what difference? Jane said, is that meant to be a compliment? So it's a kind of strange thing to say, isn't it?
Very strange.
Yeah, you're a bit of a looker.
Yeah,
he doesn't do that to
count
everyone.
Yourself lucky.
But Juniper good, Sara?
Yeah, she's good. Unfortunately, she missed the groom because Lisa couldn't get in touch with me to let me know.
Oh.
And as soon as I was restoring my phone, I saw we'd just missed it. I thought it was next week. But anyway, I've let her know what's happened and she's fine. We're going to reorganise it. But yeah, she's fine though. She's been really lovely. Just absolutely adore her, and she's just great company all the time.
Yeah. Does she? Does the groomer come to you?
No, I go to her.
You go there.
Yeah.
There.
Yeah, she's great, Lisa. I stay. We have a lovely chat for an hour and a half.
Really nice. Yeah. It's.
I must give a shout out actually. I know we kind of don't do this on here, but there's a cafe in. I know they listen. So hello. There's a cafe in Notting Hill, and it's being refurbished and turned into. It's being rebranded. I can't remember what it was called, but it's going to be called the Notting Hill Bookshop Cafe.
Okay.
Oh.
And it's just off Portobello, next door to that. The famous bookshop from the film. And he's absolutely lovely, and he does dog ice cream, and they really love dogs in there. And he was telling me because they're refurbing, he loves dogs so much that he's actually thinking of getting a big massive drawer built into like the cash desk, behind the cash desk, so that he can bring the dogs to work and they've got somewhere to sleep. So he can pull out the drawer and there's a big dog bed in the drawer, and they can sleep in the dog bed. So he really loves dogs, and he's drawn on the sandwich board outside. They've actually got paintings of their dogs on the sandwich board.
Lovely.
So nice shout out for that cafe, because
that sounds great.
You should go there.
They listen to the pod, and obviously I get a free coffee now and again.
Okay, that's what it was all about, was it?
Perks of the podcast, mate. Why do you think I came up with this idea? Huh? It's finally paying off. No, they're lovely on that.
Excellent stuff.
Yes.
Well, we've had some a voice note.
Yes.
Came through from our friend Donna.
Is this Donna from the live show?
A different Donna.
Different
Donna.
Apologies.
Another friend of the show.
Another friend of the show. Apologies. Sorry.
So let's have a listen to this.
Hi guys, Donna here. Just wanted to say, still listening to the podcast and love it as always. Just wanted to chime in on the what dogs could be allergic to. A little lesser known one is actually cat food. Dogs naturally produce 2 vitamins called thiamine, but cats don't. So it is put into cat food to help them metabolize energy after they eat. And if dogs eat this in excess, it can actually lead to overdose. So, don't let your dogs eat cat food. But your cats can eat dog food because there is no thiamine in that. And then 2 other ones probably would be certain brands of marshmallow, because marshmallow also contains xylitol. And another one is actually turkey. It's too rich for them.
Yeah.
And it becomes toxic. And a lot of vets actually dread December because a lot of dogs are coming in needing their stomach pumped and operations and things like that because of eating turkey. So keep up the good work as always, and I absolutely love that story about Mildred eating the butter. She definitely must be Irish because according to Jack, us Irish just love butter.
Fair play to you. Thank you, Donna. Thank you very much. Did she say marshmallows?
Yes.
I love that she says certain brands of marshmallow, as though there have been sort of people have tried different types on their dog. See if you like this one. No, it's no good with that one either. But that is interesting.
It's like the same with peanut butter. Certain peanut butters have that xylitol. I think it's like a artificial sweetener. And,
I see.
Yeah.
Could you look? I assume you can find this in the ingredients on the back.
Yes.
You can look out for this.
Yeah. Because I have
really
often kind of idly wondered, what's the difference between cat food and dog food? Really, it's all a mush in a tin, isn't it? Really.
Yeah.
But it's quite important that your dog doesn't eat cat food.
Mm.
I imagine there are a lot of dog owners thinking my dog will eat anything that's in a bowl anywhere, and it's the cat has to look out for it.
Do either of you know if it's one of those things that dogs will eat if it's there? You do have to be careful, because Mildred, I have to say, I mean, I know I'm contradicting myself here because she ate a block of butter, but she's quite good at sniffing something and going, that's not for me.
No, right.
Yeah, Juniper's like that with her own dog food. So
yeah. No, that's not for me. I'll wait and have some of yours later when you're eating, please.
I'll just get something while I'm out.
It's interesting area that about.
And Donna also reminded me, by the way, of course, just through the fact that she is Irish, that of course it's just St Patrick's Day is just past us. We're recording this a bit sooner than it's gone out.
Yeah.
But I've had a little quick chat with AI.
Oh no.
And regular listeners will know that we like to ask AI to tell us a joke on theme.
St Patrick's Day,
a day when everyone suddenly discovers they've got Irish ancestry. Usually right after their 3rd pint of Guinness. Oh yeah, me great-great-grandmother's cousin's dog was half Irish. Congratulations, mate. Have another drink and see if you can trace your way back to leprechauns while you're at it.
I don't like that AI has characterised me as some kind of racist stereotype.
Shall I tell AI you can't say that anymore?
Yeah, we
should.
I think we should cancel AI, actually. Yeah. AI has been cancelled.
Yeah.
I've told him you can't say that anymore. And it's just put fair point. There you go. There we go. Racist Jack D in AI.
Oh no.
We have an email here. This is from Natasha Woolley, who says, "Hi, I just want to say thank you for your podcast, helping new and seasoned dog owners alike. I have had dogs in my life since I was born. When my last dog passed, I decided to foster. I've been fostering for years now and have had 13 dogs pass through my home. I currently have foster number 11 and number 13. Number 12 has been adopted. They're living with me and my son. Your advice and tips have been very helpful, and I enjoy listening to you whilst out on our walks. Keep doing what you're doing. I was wondering if you could do a pod on fostering dogs and helping spread the word on how much it's needed to help dogs who struggle in kennels and need extra support with living in a home. Thank you again, Natasha Woolley.
Very interesting. It never occurred to me. I'm glad that Natasha's picking up tips from this. I mean,
it's dangerous.
Yes, it can be. I think it sounds like Natasha would probably have quite a lot to teach us about it, to be able to look after dogs in that context. It never occurred to me that there are sort of actual foster homes.
I know, it's not something we've really discussed,
Not really, yeah. But in effect, I guess Dolly really was came from a foster home, I suppose. They called it a hostel, where she was temporarily, but she'd been there for about 6 months or 8 months, I think, when we got her, and she was bereaved. I mean, we always say rescue dog, but she was a bereaved dog. So her owner had died, and so she found herself, luckily, with these people who looked after chihuahuas who needed a home. And the idea is they hold on to them until someone comes and gets them. So it's a really interesting area. Let's see if we can find someone who can shed some light on that for us.
Yeah.
On the doghouse, they sometimes show foster carers, and they come in and they take the dogs that aren't, because I really did understand it from Natasha's email, that there will be dogs that aren't used to being in a kennel environment at all, and they're not going to be happy there. No. So they have to go into a home and have that more one-to-one kind of care. And it's really a very important role that, we should highlight a bit more, I think.
Yeah, just so long as you don't tell Jane about it, because she'll want to foster dogs and then keep them forever.
Yes.
So
of course. Yes,
I can see it ending very badly.
They call that a foster fail, don't they?
Yeah. Oh, is that
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
A foster fail.
And Natasha there said, I didn't miss that, by the way. Keep doing what you're doing. They're winding me up.
They've started writing it on the reviews on Apple Podcasts as well now.
like we're a charity podcast.
Yeah. Well, we effectively are.
Yeah.
Let's face it.
Yes, you're right. Okay, wonderful. Well, I think it's time for a guest.
It is. It should be, I think. We've got a very interesting guest, Mark Butters, who goes around photographing people's dogs for Instagram. And there's a bit of a narrative to each of these reels that he posts on Instagram, and sometimes they continue and they have a follow up.
Yes.
They're lovely stories, actually. He gets to know people through their dogs, and that's something obviously we try to do. But I think he does it really, really well, doesn't he?
So, Sara, this is something you found, Mark. Am I?
Yes, I really love these accounts. There's one in Italy called Doggo Daily. There's one in New York. And it's a bit like that Humans of New York, where they get talking to people and people reveal their stories and how their dogs have made an impact on their lives. And there's one particular story which was so moving. I did cry. You know what a soft touch I am with that sort of thing. But so I just thought it'd be so great to speak to Mark and find out
really
how this all started.
Yes,
great. I'd love to. I can't wait to hear more about it. How are you?
Hi, Jack. You right?
Yeah, good. Good to meet you.
Yeah, really good. Thank you.
Good.
Tell us, Mark, with going up and talking to people about their dogs and photographing them, what was the inspiration behind that?
Yeah, how did this start?
Well, I've always been into photography. I used to photograph the Milky Way, landscapes, mountains, things like that.
Yeah.
And then I met my girlfriend, who I'm with now, and she's got a dog called Pan, and I started trying to photograph him. And as you probably know, dogs aren't the easiest things to photograph.
Yes.
So I was really enjoying the challenge. And
it's really difficult to get the dresses on them, isn't it?
Exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And I enjoyed the challenge. Started getting some really nice shots of him that I was proud of. And then I asked my friend if I could photograph his dog just to get some more practice in, basically.
Okay.
And he absolutely loved the photographs. And I thought maybe this could be a thing. I didn't know really what to do with it.
Yeah.
And then I started, I put posts on local Facebook groups asking people if they want some free photographs of their dogs, literally just to get more practice in, basically.
Yeah.
Could I ask, did you imagine this as something you were going to do in the studio at this point? Or was this something that you thought, no, you want to go and do it out in the parks, out in woodland?
Definitely outdoors.
Okay, yeah.
Just because I've never done any kind of studio photography.
Fine, yeah.
And I think dogs look best, for me personally, in my opinion, I think they look best in their kind of natural environment.
Yeah.
But I was getting really good feedback from people who I was meeting and photographing their dogs for free. And then I was on TikTok and I was seeing this guy who goes up to, you've probably seen the videos, he goes up to strangers and asks to take their portrait. And
yes, huge viral sensation.
Yeah. And then sometimes I was seeing some of these videos, sometimes these people had dogs with them. When the videos had dogs in them, I saw they were getting like real good reactions, and I found it really cute to watch as well. And I thought, it was just a playful thought, but I thought, why don't I try this, but just with a focus on the dogs?
Yeah.
And it was a playful thought. I thought nothing more of it. I didn't think I was actually going to do it. And then one day I dropped my son off at school, and in my car I had my camera and I also had my GoPro. And I thought, why don't I just try it, give it a go?
Mm-hmm.
And the first person I asked was like, no, I'm late for work. So I got a no straight away.
Yeah.
And the second person I asked was, I don't know if you've seen the video, it was a bloke called Dennis. It's one of my earliest videos. And he was just like up for it straight away. Such a lovely bloke. And then halfway through, he was like, oh, actually, could you take a picture of me and my dog together? Because I've never had a picture of us together.
Oh.
And and I got home. I was really excited. I've made this video out of it. I put it online, and I think overnight I got 10,000 followers just from this video.
Wow. That's
incredible, isn't it? Yeah.
Incredible numbers.
Yeah, it's insane. And then I wanted to send Dennis the photographs of him and his dog Poppy. And I think he gave me the wrong email because I wasn't getting a response. So then I put this online as well, and everyone was trying to help. Like, everyone was putting it on local Facebook groups, trying to find this guy's email for me.
Wow.
And then eventually one of his grandchildren contacted me and gave me his phone number. So I ended up speaking to him on the phone, and he was saying he'd been down the bakery that he always goes to, and the girls were like queuing up, joking, trying to get his autograph and stuff because it had just gone crazy.
I think this is what's fascinating about what you do is that it's as much a human story that you uncover as it is a canine story. And I'm not flattering you here, but I think you've got a great way with people.
Thank you.
And that's partly why it's such a sort of it's such an attractive project to watch. And how much of that part do you enjoy, just getting to know the people as much as their dogs?
Well, at first it was purely about the dogs and photography. And then the more I did it, I realised, like you say, it's just as much about the humans as well.
Yeah.
But these conversations I have, I actually crave them now.
Yes, I bet.
Because I just have the best conversations, and it's something that I never expected. Because
sorry, can I just stop you there? You sound exactly like Jack talking about me. It's incredible. Sorry. So he recognises that. Sorry, I interrupted. Carry on, please.
I just never expected it, really. And obviously the bonds between humans and their dogs is just one of the best things in the world, I think. And people love speaking about their dogs. It's just an incredible icebreaker.
You feel that the dog kind of lets you in?
Definitely,
The one that has had over 5 million views is the one with Ivan. And can you tell us a little bit about that? Because that made me cry, and I'm sure it made loads of people cry. Because what you're good at doing is capturing the very first moment of when you say hello to somebody.
Yeah.
And how they then slowly, their guard comes down, and then they're all about telling you everything, aren't they? So can you tell us what happened with Ivan?
Yeah, I mean, I went to Wolverhampton that day just for a change of scenery. And I think he was the third person I came across in the park, and he just instantly was just the most chatty bloke I've ever met. And he had his 2 bulldogs, and at first he said he would love the photos, but he has no way of receiving them because he's got an old school phone, just a flip phone. But yeah, I said, can I just take some photos anyway and show you on the camera? But yeah, he just opened up to me, and I think he's just one of those amazing blokes who will just literally speak to anyone. He's just such a lovely bloke, and obviously that had a crazy response online. So much so that people were saying he needs to get the printouts of these photos on canvas and stuff like that. And then I had a lovely guy called Cameron reach out to me who printed the photos on acrylic and canvas. So I gave Ivan a call and said, I'd love to meet you again to give you a gift, basically. So I went to meet him again to give him the printouts. And that morning he insisted on buying me a full English breakfast. So we went to a cafe as well. I speak to him. He rings me quite often now still, just for a chat.
Isn't it extraordinary? Yeah, it's extraordinary that you can, but you know, credit to you for kind of discovering that in him, and that, you know, we can all go past people in the park or whatever and not even give them a second thought. But actually, everyone has got their story. And nearly always those stories are remarkable on some level. They always are. And he, in particular, had a lot of tragedy in his life and difficult things. And yet the dogs were what were kind of gave him a whole sense of purpose and company. And they're absolutely gorgeous dogs as well, aren't they?
Yeah, I mean, he's obviously been through some horrific loss that no one should ever have to go through. And he said his two bulldogs, Lucy and King, have been, you know, they've just kept him going, basically. They've given him purpose. And I think that's one of the most beautiful things that dogs are so good at.
Yeah, absolutely. As your work in this field, has it changed your attitude towards Pan, the dog that you've got?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, he stole my heart straight away, but I just think the love for him grows just more and more every day. I think we love our dogs like children.
And did you grow up with dogs? Has it always been a thing? And
I haven't actually. No. My mum and dad are cat people. They've never ever been dog people, but I was the child who was constantly always asking for a dog. But I was never allowed one.
So there you are.
Yeah, I've always been a dog person, but I've never been a person with a dog.
Right.
And do you take pictures of cats as well, or there are limits to what you can?
Dogs are definitely my thing. I mean, I get some comments online asking if I can take pictures of cats. I mean, if I saw somebody walking a cat, who knows? I mean, maybe.
That might be a start. Yeah, but no, they have to be out on a walk first. Yeah,
I was wondering, since this, since you've started doing this, have you discovered that there's a kind of craft to talking to people? Have you learned as you've gone on how to kind of open people up?
I don't know. I mean, people say I'm good at it, but to be honest,
you are good at it. Yeah.
Thank you. I've never been actually that good at speaking to people. I've always had
that's not stopped us.
But yeah, I've always had in the past I've suffered with social anxiety as well. So this is something. Yeah, it's something I'd never ever thought I would be doing at all.
Isn't that amazing?
But with strangers, I feel like there's almost no expectation. You're starting from fresh. Yeah. So you can just talk about anything.
Yeah, it's especially remarkable that you've kind of overcome rejection. There's always going to be a bit of that, isn't there? When you go up to people and ask about, can I take a photo? That no thanks.
Yeah.
And so you've just got to get past that moment and move on, and you will find someone. And so I can see how you must have developed as a person doing that. It's extraordinary.
Yeah, definitely, it has helped. And I remember when I first started doing it. I mean, I still get a bit nervous now, actually. But when I first started doing it, I was super, super nervous because when I was out walking Pan just on a regular day, I was always kind of speaking to people when you cross paths with your dogs.
Yeah.
But when you go out and you've got a big camera and you've also got a camera strapped to you as well, it's a whole different ball game.
And you've got, if you don't mind me, so you've got, is that a skull tattooed on your neck?
Exactly, yeah. So I could be seen as a scary person.
you very well
potentially.
Yeah. But I remember when I got that tattooed, my mum was always like, "Oh, you'll scare people." But when I'm shopping in supermarket, old people are always speaking to me. So it's almost like it does the opposite thing. I don't know.
Well, they probably think you're the Grim Reaper.
Yeah.
Is it my time? That's yeah.
I've got a lovely way about you, Mark.
Yes,
and I think that dogs are such an icebreaker, aren't they? And I think people do. They just want an opportunity to talk about their dogs.
Yeah.
So if somebody's stopping them to ask them specifically, oh, tell me, who is your dog? What's your dog like? And then they start to tell you about their family situation and how the dogs came into their lives. So I just think you're just so good at doing this. I love it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
And let us have a peek behind the curtain. Are there any that you record with people in the park, and when it finishes, you think, well, there's no way we're using that. That's going straight in the bin. That bloke was nuts.
Yeah. Delete.
I haven't met anyone that nuts yet, but I've definitely met people who were moody. But they've still said yes, but they were just a little bit quiet, a little bit moody, so that they haven't made. I haven't made a video from it.
Working with someone that's a bit moody could be difficult.
Definitely, yeah. Are you thinking of anyone in particular, are you?
Where's this going? Hang on.
But yeah, with those people who I don't necessarily make a video from, I always send them the photos for free. As promised.
That's lovely.
That's brilliant. That's brilliant. Yeah. And you support the Wythall Animal Sanctuary, is that right? Is that,
that's it. Yeah. So I went to visit them. Photographed, I think, every single dog they had, actually.
Wow.
And I've made a couple of videos from those. That was a really nice experience hearing. But some of the stories were really sad. I think one family took this, rescued this Cocker Spaniel from them, and it was a bit bitey. So they actually asked if they could remove his teeth, which is horrible. Lord. So they obviously took the dog back. But not nice at all. And then one of their other dogs, Joey, they took from the government pound just one day before he was due to be put to sleep, because the dogs in the government pound, I think they can only be there for 7 days. They need to find somewhere to go in 7 days, otherwise they're at the risk of getting put to sleep. That's really sad.
Yeah. Well, that's a really worthy cause to support. At home with your dog, what kind of dog owner are you? Are you strict? Or does Pan have the run of the house, or what goes on?
Yeah, he's got the run of the house. He can do whatever he wants.
What breed is he again, Pan?
So he's from the streets of Turkey. But he's mostly pointer, like English pointer.
Oh, right. Okay. Yeah.
But he's obviously got other stuff in there. But yeah, he's a beautiful dog.
I'm sure. And he's allowed on the furniture and all over?
Oh, definitely, yeah.
Yeah. Oh, right. Okay. Where does he sleep? Where does Pan sleep?
So he sleeps in his bed right beside ours, but as soon as one of us gets out to go to work in the morning, he's straight in there, straight under the covers for a cuddle. And he kind of, he always sticks his nose out from under the covers. So if you walk in, you'll just see this little nose sticking out from under the duvet.
That's very sweet.
I imagine all dogs are photogenic, aren't they? Because I'm thinking of that straight away, because when our dog Dolly is on the bed, I'm always taking little photos of her. You can't take a bad photo of her, it seems. They are so photogenic, dogs are.
Yeah, and I think once you've had a dog, your phone gallery is just full of thousands and thousands of pictures.
Every exactly, yeah.
I've got more pictures of my dog on my phone than my own son.
That's an admission to make. Yeah, well done. No, well done.
And does your voice, because you have a fantastic voice, we're here because we don't see you in the videos. You've got the GoPro strapped to your chest, and you have this great voice and a great way of communicating with people. Does your voice change for when you're talking to Pan? Do you have a special dog voice?
I guess it does. Yeah. I
think... Are you willing to show us this voice?
There's so many, to be honest, but like one of the main. people say who's a good boy to their dogs.
Yes.
I always say who's this dog. So like I'm constantly asking him who's this dog, but I ruffle his face and I'm like, who's this dog? Like,
there you go. Yes.
But then sometimes that will go higher, sometimes even lower.
Yes.
And my girlfriend, she's Turkish. She always speaks to him. She always says "Ben seni yerim," which means "I will eat you" in Turkish.
Oh, okay, right.
That's quite the threat.
Yeah.
That is quite the threat. Get down from the sofa, or I will eat you.
Yeah. There's Pan going, I'm a rescue dog. Remember, you rescued me.
Yeah.
That's great.
Can I just ask you before we wrap up, what are your plans? Would you like to take this further? Because I saw something about you might want to go to different parts of England and do this.
Yeah, I mean, I've always said, I don't know. I'm just going to keep doing what I love and see where it takes me, basically. But I definitely want to go to other big cities in the UK. I also want to. I get a lot of people from the Netherlands commenting. So, and I think the Netherlands is the second. They've got a lot of English-speaking people there in the Netherlands. So I think I want to go there
as well.
Yeah,
Very friendly. You've got to be careful with where you go and how friendly people are. I'd stay away from Bedford.
Okay. I'll put that on the list now.
Yeah, do put that on the blacklist.
Or cross it off the list, rather.
I want you to take a picture of Juniper.
Yeah, be good, wouldn't it? Yeah. Where can we see your work if listeners wanting to see more of it? You're on TikTok, and it's Fetch My Camera, is it called?
That's what you've got. Fetch My Camera, all one word. Same on Facebook. Same on Instagram, except it's got an underscore at the end. It wouldn't let me have it without the underscore for some reason. But if you just search Fetch My Camera on anywhere, YouTube, Facebook, TikTok, Instagram, it will come straight up.
Good. Okay. I'm sure people will be having a look at that. It's fun.
Yes,
it's such a great project.
Very heartwarming. And before you go, we like to ask all of our guests: do you let Pan kiss you on the mouth or the mouth area?
I think you should be asking that question to him because he doesn't kiss us on the mouth; we kiss him on the mouth.
Oh,
so
okay.
Because he's not really one of the.
He's sick of it.
Yeah, basically, probably.
Yes.
It's
that's great.
Oh, it's a good answer, though. Thank you very much, Mark, for joining us, and congratulations on what you've done already, and good luck in the future. Keep us posted. We'd love to hear from our guests and find out what they go on to do. It's fantastic.
Yeah, definitely. Thank you for having me on.
No, pleasure.
Absolute pleasure. Oh, fantastic.
Mark Butters there. Very, very interesting. I mean, it's just a funny thing in this modern world with social media, which has got all kinds of negative connotations, but that's a wonderful story, isn't it? About what Mark has done using Instagram and TikTok and all these things. And it's just such a delightful, innocent thing to do. Go up and talk to people about
isn't it? And one of the wonderful things about, like you say, lots of negative connotations, but one of the wonderful things about it is that something can blow up by mistake, which of course can't happen on other platforms. Everything's kind of contrived and produced. But, he's gone out there because he wants to get better at photography. Yeah, and now he's this viral sensation and makes these wonderful videos where he's meeting people through their dogs.
Yeah, it's partly because people love dogs. They love stories. People love stories. And I think they immediately, you recognise an authenticity in what Mark is doing and the person there that's doing it. He's just kind of, there's no artifice there at all, is there?
Exactly,
fantastic.
That's it. Yeah. And always a joy to get in a little shot at Bedford.
I hope it's appreciated that I've not been joining in. I've been trying to lay off.
I actually prefer it when it's Jack, Sean. So.
I know. It's
Sean's all bold because Sean isn't on tour at the moment. That's why he's mouthing off. But I shall be here to remind Bedford when you've booked in and you're going to be there. I'll be here to remind you. Sean has had some pretty negative things to say about it.
There's only free ticket sales in Bedford. What's happened?
Anyway, good.
Very good. You're still on tour.
I am on tour. I will be for a little bit longer. Yeah, quite a lot longer. I suppose I'm about a third of the way through now. But
I can't imagine there are many tickets left. But if there are any, then remember to go and see Jack.
I think Wolverhampton is one that's lagging behind. People are not Maybe I've said something about Wolverhampton in the past as a joke, and I didn't mean it. But anyway, please forgive me and come anyway to the show.
There you go, Wolverhampton.
Yeah. Anyway.
Go and see Jack. So, yes, wonderful stuff. Thank you for listening to Oh My Dog. We love getting all these insights from our guests, and we hope you're enjoying getting to know a different side of them through their love of dogs.
Yeah. So please go and subscribe to our YouTube channel at OMD Pod, and please do get in touch by emailing us at hello@omdpod.com, and find us on Instagram at OMD Pod. You'll find loads of extra content and video there. You can send us your voice notes as well.
And as always, don't forget to give us a 5-star review wherever you get your podcasts. And remember, a dog is for life, not just for podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
I think you'd look good with a skull tattooed on your neck.
A neck tattoo, yeah, with a skull. Yeah, it was quite. I was quite taken aback by that when I saw that. That's yeah. I mean, if it had been 8 inches higher, he would look terrifying, wouldn't he?